Right.
That's the thing. It depends on the concept. But, Liquid Lady actually made me more money, one of my songs, than any of the songs I've done with Dave.
Oh, wow.
Really? I've had that thing going in and out of contract 4 or 5 times in 35 years.
Interesting. Where are they placing that song these days?
I think it's a place called Numero Uno in Chicago just picked it up again. Mike,
okay.
He doesn't own it. I own it. So.
Oh, okay.
And who recorded it?
We recorded it silver, like it was me on my own money. Just I went in with a 56 Stratocaster and a 50-watt Marshall Black Flag, and off I went. It's good playing for the day.
And what did you release it under? What band?
Oh, I did it with the Ready Kill, and it was a B-side of one, and it picked up off of Mike Varney's Shrapnel label, and then Jim Marino and a lot of other people bought it from me after that. So we did a lot of those compilation things, and they were very good, And then at one point, I started writing with Warren DeMartini on a couple of Rat songs. I helped him write.
Really?
Yeah, because at the end, Rat was getting kind of weird.
On what album?
Detonator.
Really?
A song called All or Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, it's on Detonator. Detonator.
Oh, I never knew that. Now I have to go look at the song credits.
Warren, knew we needed money. He was trying to give us a hand up. I got good royalties on that. I really appreciate that. He's a capital fellow, that Warren DeMartini.
Yeah,
that was a decent selling
line because I think he's one of the heirs of the Mars Candy fortune.
He's a very underrated guitarist.
I think Warren's got real money. His family. He was the youngest in his family. I think that they're involved with the Mars Candy thing.
Oh, really?
But you ain't going to see him in no soup line, I can tell you that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Because Detonator, I think that was the last big-selling Rat album.
Well, yeah, because, Robin Crosby had a lot of magic. He had a lot of charisma. It's just the drugs took him out, He did too much coke.
Wow.
A lot of guys, he washed out on that shit, And if you didn't recover and get away from that stuff, it would kill anybody that got near it,
Wow.
He died way too young, that guy.
Oh, it was for nothing.
Horrible. Horrible.
It was for nothing.
And in terms of VH, how long did you guys keep in touch with them as they were growing and getting bigger?
We started to lose after Women and Children first. I started to see them less, and
okay,
they went into their lives. They got married to Valerie. Alex got married, and
right.
They were trying to grow up, and they didn't want to. So
okay,
we all returned in the '80s to really. We go up there and Everett go bring the Stolish Nye. He goes pour it in the Evian bottle so Valerie don't see it.
And when have you last talked to Edward?
Ed, I spoke to him, somewhere a couple of years back. We him hawed for a second. I don't think he's real pleased with me because
why?
I don't think he's real pleased with anybody that's really what are we going to do? He's worth $75-80 million.
Right.
I'm going to take him out to Arnold's restaurant or what? We're going to have some Folgers coffee.
Well, let me tell you, you guys have history, man. I mean, you guys grew up together. It's a totally...
I'm one of his oldest friends, but, I'm sure if he saw me given the opportunity, but I think that with the cancer that he had and his lifestyle and everything, I wouldn't, I wouldn't be surprised if I ever see him again because I think he's kind of, enjoying life and he's got his head straight, and I'd rather see him be like that. I mean, you better believe if he starts getting drunk and he'll be over here again. He's a very inverted kind of guy. Edward, in order to get him to be outgoing, he's going to have to, he's going to have to want to be going out and seeing people. He's a very cordial guy, but and he's very graceful with the money and all that. And just these guys are not cheapskates. But I think that when you get that much money, everybody around you is trying to get it out of you all the time.
Right.
Well, I got a 16-year-old daughter. Every time I turn around, it's Dad.
So tell me, Terry, tell us what are you doing now?
I'm working. I built a studio in my house. So my dream was, if I could make enough money on Filthy, I'd have built a studio in a house and have a place to do my thing. I thought there was going to be a music industry left.
Right.
So I've got a couple $300,000 into a studio in my house. It's just a 16 or a 24 track, whatever I want. I can go digital, or I've got every kind of medium that you can think of. Tape.
Wow.
I still hang on to, And I'm working on record right now. I mean, I'll be more than happy to send it to you when I'm done.
We'll gladly promote it.
Oh, are you kidding me? Doing a solo record?
Uh-huh.
And do you sing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Well, you know what? I would have sang with Dave, but he didn't want me doing it because, I don't want to say, one thing, as far as ability as a singer, I have more ability than he does because I won't talk something, I'll sing it.
Right.
But I think that he had charisma. We're very similar in some ways, but it depends. If I'm out doing like a cabaret thing, you got to sing every night, my voice gets better, but you got to sing other people's shit.
Yeah.
I never did that. I always got away with playing my own music, but we'd only get 3 or 4 gigs a month. That's all you could do. If you couldn't promote any more than that.
Right.
Unless you had ICM, which nobody locally. You should see what it's like now. Jesus Christ, you got people that were playing the Forum playing down on Colorado Boulevard.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you recording any other acts in your home studio?
Yeah, anybody that wants to come in. I'm going to do something with KK Martin from Alucard, was his old rival band, and he got cancer, and he's part of his lung removed. But a finer player, finer blues guy, and just a human being you'll never find better.
Wow.
And that's who taught me he taught me more than ever did about showmanship and how to get people looking at you. So that was where that was Dave's department. The Van Halens, they were wearing Pendleton's. Dave was the one that said put the lame on and capes and all that horse shit and we were all 7 feet tall because we all wore platforms, With my daughter in the car, she goes, Dad, she's in the back seat, we were a little friends, she goes, did you used to wear platform shoes? I said, yeah, and they start giggling and shit.
and Terry, tell me, when was the last time you spoke with Dave?
Dave?
Yeah.
That was about 6 years ago.
6 years?
Since the Van Halen thing, I told her I wished him good luck. I said, good luck. There was a falling out with Dave's personality. They got him he was sued for age discrimination. And, I would never really officially under contract with him. We just worked together.
Right.
I think that, I'm not angry with Dave at all, but money things, I know he had nothing to do with it because he's on the same, judging by the royalties that are coming in, he ain't doing too well. It's a good thing you went back to Van Halen because record sales are not what they used to be. I mean, if you're one of the big guys, Aerosmith, or, one of the institutional bands, of course. A lot of guys, like John McLaughlin said, geez, I feel sorry for these guys,
But how are Van Halen not on the same plane as Aerosmith?
Well, I think it's, if you had Mike back in there and you had a producer come in and beat the shit out of everybody, right?
Right.
You could get that.
Yeah.
You had to be the guy. It was Desmond Childs for then it was, what's his name? Mary Chena Easton. Mutt Lange, couldn't do any wrong with him. Then you had fucking the Lord Alge brothers. And, I listened to all these seminars these guys do, and I just let's go on, you know what? I don't learn a thing. I'm just going to do it the way it's got to be like the way I want it this time.
Yeah.
Because there's no company involved. It's kind of a relief when, knowing that the Rome burned, and they burned their place down when they took ours,
Right.
They can't really do, you do the record now to get people to be interested to come see you live.
Sure.
But, I want to leave something for my daughter so she knows I wasn't just a bum.
Well, that's not that. You're certainly not a bum. And let me ask you something. What do you think of Van Halen with Wolfie?
It's a little nepotistic for me.
Okay.
And, I'm who am I? I mean, but it's nepotistic in the way that, look at the original lineup, you know what I mean? Like, I want to go see fucking Shamu the Whale, right?
Right.
And Shamu's dead. Put a motor on his fucking ass and put him out there.
Right.
Excuse my French, but you know what I'm saying? I want to see Mike Anthony was the backbone of that vocal column.
Right.
Right.
I don't think he was probably about the same as Wolf on bass, but, it's old school stuff. Okay, look, if you're a boxer or you guys are in a game, and you see somebody's kid come in that never played a fucking juke joint, and they're playing arenas, and they walk home with $2.3 million for doing it.
Right.
It doesn't sit well with me. I don't obsess on it. I don't think on it. But it's like, hey, doesn't that just fucking figure?
Do you think?
Did you listen to the studio album that they did?
I want to be Baron Trump. Baron Trump. He looks better than his dad. His mom's a strip, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a privilege, you know what I'm saying? Look, I worked my ass off my whole life. I think I greased out about $700,000 out of this business. Okay, great. But he went out one time without playing one little beer bar. Wow. Well, but that's okay. That's how it is. That's what you're going to say. David Rockefeller did the same fucking thing.
Did you listen to their last studio album that they did with Wolf?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I'm biased because I think they could have done a whole hell of a lot better.
Really?
How so?
I had a nice loose thing to it. It just, I think they were trying to play stuff they could pull off live, and I think they did a good job of it. But as far as production and listenability, it doesn't stand up.
Did you recognize any of the songs?
It doesn't stand up to Filthy. It doesn't stand up to Filthy. You can't listen to it more than 4 or 5 times and just go, oh, okay, you know what you're going to get.
Now, some of those songs go back a few years. Did you recognize any of them?
I know, but you know what? The reason they go back a few years is they weren't that great.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's like, I'm going to say you give you guys some B tracks that never made it on Filthy, right?
Right.
And you have 3 or 4 of those, and you're going to see that they're good songs, but they weren't. I would have picked them because I wanted a different record. It's a good thing I didn't. But, at that point in '93, nobody could do anything right. And look what it did. It belly up. It went into live entertainment, and, everybody had to make their bones there again. So, it really has evolved. I mean, there's no record companies.
Do you think
no ragazzo.
Do you think we'll see more of Van Halen going forward in the future?
I don't think they'll ever stop playing. I think that Ed's tired. I don't think you're going to see him tour to that level, but their tours are like, luxurious now.
Right.
We're not talking about in the back of a 72 hatchback. You know, they got Prevost buses and a private plane and all that shit. I mean, sure, it's easy to do like that. Much easier.
Right.
Well, they're separate buses and separate planes, you know, because Dave and Eddie do not travel together.
Right.
No, they do not. And I'm telling you, they used to. And by 1984, Rudy Learn told me that they were all on different buses. You end up hating everybody you love when you go in.
Wow.
You do 300 days a year with them. You gotta smell their fucking socks, and they want to screw your girlfriend or whatever it is. You know, it doesn't work out. You know, we resent animosity. You know, people just go, "I'm seeing you. I'm tired of you." The bass player that was with us, a good buddy of mine, I don't speak to him anymore.
Oh wow.
It's sad. You know, you just go through that. You burn out on your day in and day out. You know, 16 guys on a bus, and you're up to God.
Sure. And in terms of the, do you think Van Halen has the respect and the legacy that they should?
No.
No?
They got what they deserved, and just like anybody else. I mean, if you look at Journey or AC/DC, they outsold Van Halen 100 to 1.
And why do you think that is?
A big thing. It has to do with cohesiveness. You know, a good unit. I mean, a combat unit. You know what I mean? If you're going to train people, I'd rather train Eastern kids that know how to read. There's a little bit more literacy. I mean, the vocal thing. Look at Steve Perry. I mean, come on. I rest my case. He's an excellent vocalist, and he can croon, and they found the kind of stuff that would sell. Van Halen had it, man. They were big for a while, but they got a little overmighty, I think, at the end there. It was too much volume and too much. Some of the records they did with Sammy were brilliant, but because it was nice to hear something that was in tune and in time. And Dave, you know, the cop for teacher thing, they were doing it was like ZZ Top. They always do LaGrange. They always do, you know, all the way down to Mescalero. They do it.
Right.
You know, they have a certain things. They play a Pixie, they play a shuffle. Van Halen does the same thing. That's what they were doing on this last record. I just thought it was kind of done.
Did you view the time with Sammy, though, as almost a different band than Van Halen?
Oh, absolutely, completely different. But Eber was real happy. I mean, it gave him freedom to play a lot more music, you know, and keyboards. And I think that first record was pretty strong, actually.
Okay.
And you know what? This is the thing. They were in the top 10 12 times in a row with Sammy.
Oh, sure.
That's never happened once with Dave.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Jump, yeah.
It's
not Dave's fault. I think that, you know, it became so much ego with, you know, Dave's got his own camp. Ed's got his own camp. They got their own promotion and everything else. And when they split up, there's a lot of mudslinging and shit like that. And it's good that people do that, but it didn't capture the oppressed that much, you know. I mean, it's like hard rock. Sabbath's got the same 3-4 million people listen to Van Halen, you know.
Right.
My ex-wife just went to Edinburgh and down to Birmingham to see their final concert. I thought, have you lost your mind? But, you know, it's the final Sabbath thing, you know, and there's always that three, you know, like Dimebag Darrell. I mean, they had big audiences growing and building a fan base up, but it's real tough. I mean, Pearl Jam still goes out, and they got their same crew shows up. They sell, you know, AC/DC a little different, though.
Right.
I saw them at Dodger Stadium last year, and I'll tell you what, on the way home, everybody's wearing them red fucking horns, you know, glowing in the... I'm thinking there's marketing there. They make a lot of money.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
See, I think that's the great thing about AC/DC is even when the band is not playing or recording, there is somebody... Right, but there is somebody marketing the band, and you will always see their shirts at Walmart and things like that. I don't think Van Halen does that, and I think they
didn't have the corporate. You know what? They didn't trust anybody enough to invest the money out like that. It's like the leap of faith. When I got off the road, I mean, I got a big check, but then the money started dwindling, and a guy got a hold of me and said, "Listen," he goes, "Who's handling your European royalties?" I had to take the last $9,000 that I had, you know, the leap of faith, and give it to this guy at Jay Morgenstern, and have Warner Tamerlan kick in. And it's a damn good thing I did that. It was the smartest thing I ever did, because a lot of guys don't do that. They don't trust. They don't trust to put the money. You got to put the money out, because the companies don't cover you anything. All you do is reimburse them first. And you got to remember that if it's a record, it was $14 or $15 a record back then, or a CD. I was getting 25 cents off each one of those. So they made some money, but if Warner didn't see $5 million come in, they didn't make money. That's the way they work.
Wow.
It was a small end product, so we got bumped down to Atlantic Reprise. That's the kiss of death from the regular Warner label, you know. It was. I don't blame Dave. I don't blame the record. It was the time, man. '94. It turned a corner. You know it did. There was no. You know, there was a couple of big records after that, and that was. You know, there was no music business.
Did that bother Dave that he wasn't on Warner proper anymore and that he was on Reprise?
I think it bugged the shit out of him.
Wow.
I would have bugged me too. I mean, you know, he told me the night it happened. He goes, "I kiss of death." We were down on Warner Reprise, and you know, Warner. That was Led Zeppelin's deal, but you know what? That's when Ahmet Ertegun ran it. It's not the same, you know, it's like Atlantic Jazz. I mean, they were willing to try to stretch out. What it is that, you know, everybody, like, okay, Vince Neil did a solo project. Who the fuck cares? I mean, it's weird, but actually, Motley, to me, was a better band live than Van Halen. Much more exciting.